Hey guys, I'm back from my post-Spider-Man month break and I'm super excited to get back to making videos. In reflecting upon my recent activity on this channel, I've noticed there's been a heavy focus on defending innocent and not so innocent games over the past few months. So today marks the long overdue return of Cygnus Destroyer's retro reviews. To make the occasion extra special, I'm going to do something that I've been meaning to for months now. A viewer request. I've gotten requests every now and then since I started on YouTube, but I finally compiled a list to keep track of them all at the beginning of this year. I love getting requests, and I'm always open to receiving more. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Feel free to leave a suggestion in the comments below, just like this example down below. Okay, other me, yeah, I'll get to those eventually. Gah! Get off my back! Without further ado, I can't think of a more fitting way to start off my requested episodes than with one suggested by a longtime viewer of mine, the Flying Ninja 1, Asterix and the Great Rescue on the Sega Genesis. Asterix and the Great Rescue is based upon the adventures of Asterix comics released in France and created by René Goscinny and Albert Uderzo in 1959. While the series is very popular in most European countries, spawning over 10 feature films and even its own theme park in France, the character is largely unknown in North America. Like the movies, there were also several video games based on the Gaul, including an NES release, but most of them were PAL region exclusives. For one reason or another, Asterix and the Great Rescue, developed by Core Design Ltd, was released in the US in June 1994. Great Rescue is a platformer, but with puzzle-esque elements mixed in to set it apart from the competition. The story is simple, so simple that I'll read it verbatim. The year is 50 BC. Gaul is entirely occupied by the Romans. Well, not entirely. One small village of indomitable Gauls still holds out against the invaders, and life is not easy for the Roman legionaries who garrison the fortified camps in the surrounding areas. Asterix and Obelix have set out to rescue the village druid and dogmatics who have been captured and imprisoned in Rome by Caesar. In short, Gauls versus Romans, Romans captured some VIPs, and as a result, our hero is mad as hell and he's not gonna take it anymore. Start game. Accompanying Asterix on his rescue mission is the lumbering Obelix, but take my advice and just stick with the graceful, spry titular hero for the majority of the levels. Obelix may have an uppercut worthy of the mighty PAF word bubble, but he's slower than molasses and his larger frame makes him a bigger target for the hordes of Romans, birds, and bees.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
Great Rescue requires quick jumps and fast reflexes, and Obelix just isn't cut out to take on this challenge. Though I will give him credit for his hilarious butt-bound celebration upon receiving his wild boar reward at the end of a section. Speaking of sections, Great Rescue is made up of 6 worlds, starting out in the Gaulish village and ending at the final destination Rome to save their friends. The layout, enemies, and obstacles vary from area to area, but the overall goal remains the same. There's a time limit in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and the player has to accomplish the objective of the level within that time span, or else lose a life. The majority of the stages involve simply progressing from the start point to the end in order to drink Asterix's potion, or Obelix. Enough said. Getting through each section usually isn't too difficult, but the aforementioned limit really turns up the stress meter on some of the more tricky segments. Some involve nothing more than a straightforward dash to the goal, usually aided with a speed-enhancing power-up. However, there are others that are far less linear, and in these instances, it literally becomes a race to beat the clock. The simple controls of A to jump, B to punch, and C to use an item aren't a hindrance in crossing the metaphorical finish line, but juggling the different special items performed by holding up and pressing C gets clumsy and counterintuitive. Take this part in the second area of Rome, for example. I had to switch between the explosive and the platform cloud thingy and back. Switching from the explosive to the platform is simple enough, since they're right next to each other in the inventory. Returning to the explosive requires cycling through all of the items, since it's not possible to reverse to the previous item. This might seem like a small nitpick, and it largely is, but with the time ticking down, this can literally mean the difference between life and death. On that topic, there are only 3 continues in Great Rescue, and more than likely, you're going to exhaust them and get a game over before reaching Rome. The amount of captured footage that I have is equivalent to a little over an hour and a half, but I put in much more than that, learning all the ins and outs of each area. Great Rescue is the epitome of a trial and error title. Fortunately, this particular Asterix has a level password system, so making it back to Germany, for example, after all continues are spent, is done by entering Vienna in the options menu. Regardless of this convenience, this is far from a walk in the park. The Gaul warriors only ever have 3 health bars throughout the quest, and they can be depleted in mere moments, especially when the health doesn't refill after each level is passed. This is especially compounded by the fact that the basic attack has virtually no range whatsoever. Half the time when a punch collides with an opponent, damage is also inflicted upon the protagonist. On top of this, there are hurdles that even the punch can do nothing about,
such as those damn kicking horses in the Roman encampment.
Fortunately, there is an array of respawnable power-ups waiting to be utilized, such as the previously described explosives, temporary invincibility speed boosts, and levitation spells, so rampaging for Roman terrain is frustrating at certain points, but mostly fun. At the end of said rampaging is the boss. No, not that boss. Though the first boss is a musician and a rather awful one at that. It's Asterix's job to deliver a critical review and encourage this lousy lyrist to go back to his day job. Over the course of his journey, Asterix takes a log ride, tames a gator, and even pummels an entire fort with only his fists! Badass and hardcore to the extreme! The final boss fight is with 2 tigers. They may seem intimidating at first, but they're ultimately a couple of clawless kitty cats. Defeating them brings up the ending screen. Yes, screen. The Gauls are celebrating, eating and drinking the night away, accompanied by a fantastic song by composer Nathan McCree, one of many throughout the adventure. The mediocre musician from the Gaulish village battle is tied up to a tree, presumably left to rot for his crimes against their people, and so wraps up what I believe to be a truly great rescue.
Asterix and the Great Rescue is A-OK in my book, and if this was innocent until proven guilty, it would wholeheartedly be given an innocent verdict. Don't get me wrong, it's not without its flaws, and I've already named a bunch of them. Curse you, horses! In spite of all this, I would place this very high on the list of excellent Genesis platformers and would recommend this to any Genesis or Mega Drive owner looking for a slightly off the beaten path action entry based on what seems to be a really cool franchise that provides quite a challenge. Let's not forget the exquisite soundtrack composed by Nathan McCree, which at times has a Fallen Brothers feel to it, but offers something entirely unique. Let's have a closer listen to these majestic melodies. last, but definitely not least, the relaxing pause screen theme. Isn't that incredible? For the super cheap rates that this goes for online, I'd recommend picking it up for the soundtrack alone. Genesis and side-scrolling fans, this one's for you. So that's about all I have to say about Asterix and the Great Rescue. Really good game. Definitely check it out if you have a Genesis or Mega Drive. But that's the end of my first viewer request. I hope you guys liked it. And like I said before, feel free to give me more. Like I said, I love getting the viewer requests, so I'll just add it to my Word document for future use. If I have the game, there's a good chance that I could do it. So there we go. So my next video will be sometime in October, probably the end of October, probably for Halloween. Whether it's a Halloween video or not, I don't know. We'll have to see. But it'll probably be out around Halloween or maybe even on Halloween itself. So there you go. Look for that in October. But other things that you could check me out that I've done recently. One of the things that I did during the break was, it's something I've been meaning to do for a while now. I'd never beaten Contra. Like I said, way back in the Bucky O'Hare video, I didn't really grow up with Contra, and I've always wanted to beat Contra without using the code. So one of the things I did during my break was I was bound and determined to do that, and it took a few tries, but I did it, and I did it without using a single continue. So I died. It wasn't a no death. There was a few deaths, but I did it without using a continue, and I was very happy about that. And I think I'm gonna upload that unlisted. So if you click this annotation, if you want to see it, it'll be just a straight gameplay, no commentary or anything. But if you want to see that, click on the annotation. But one other thing that I did was, I want to say, okay, well, I beat Contra without continuing, or just without using the code. So let's see how I fare with Super C. And that game is quite a lot harder than Contra. But, and it actually took more tries, but I beat that also without using the code, and also without continuing. I was very proud of that. I would say that's now my #1 gaming accomplishment. My best gaming accomplishment, and I captured all that as well. So I will put that an annotation for that. So like I said, keep in mind they're just straight gameplay, no commentary. But if you want to see my run, see how I did, if you want to watch them, they'll be unlisted. So and there won't be monetized or anything, because it's just gameplay footage. But yeah, if you want to watch that, click those links over there. But anyway, other things that I've been in, if you want to check out, there was the R4X Jason. Jason did a 3DO review recently, and part of it was this parody music video. I won't say the word on my videos, even though I swear I'm not going to say it. I'll say F the 3DO music video. It was a parody of the Scatman song. Me and a bunch of other YouTubers, we kind of have a group called Multitapped. It's not really much of anything right now, other than we get together and just talk on Skype on Saturdays. That's about all we've done. I mean, we've done a few podcasts. I haven't been on one yet, guys, but it's okay. I'll be on one eventually, but the last one that I missed was your fault for not telling me, guys. Whatever. It's in the past. But yeah, it's a really good music video. Jason killed it with the track. He did an awesome job. And Benny, Benevolent Dick NES, he directed the music video. And we all the guys did, we contributed to it one way or the other. I just used old stock footage from my videos, me just dancing from my collaboration with Mike, Dude, you haven't played this game, and the Streets of Rage video. So you can check that out. It's funny stuff. It's a good track, really catchy song. So I'll put an annotation for that on the screen. Another thing you should check out is Benny. Speaking of Benny, he just put out his Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle video, which at the time that I'm filming this, I haven't watched it yet because I've been busy
getting this review ready. So I think that I'm in it, at least somewhat, because originally it started out as a collaboration, and I think, because I've talked to him on the phone, and sounds like he's still going to he's going to kind of bounce back and forth between me and him in the video. So I believe that I'm in the video. So if you want to see me in his review, and hell, forget about me. I mean, just if you want to watch an awesome review, I'll put the annotation for that. Click to watch a Benevolent Dick NES review of Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. So there you go. That's it for those plugs. Another thing I got to take care of is recently I was tagged by Michael B. the Game Genie. He did a tag video that was started out by Retro Rewinder, I think is his name. And it kind of goes back to the old thing years back on YouTube, before I started on YouTube, where it kind of goes with the video responses thing. So this is, he brought up 3 questions that we all had to answer. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm doing it as part of this because it's not going to take me that long to answer these. So let's get to these. The first one was, what item in your collection would you like to have boxed? And for me, well, I mean, I'm not a big, I do like getting boxes when I can, boxes and manuals, but it's not really that important. I know some people don't like having Genesis games without the box, but me, it doesn't really matter to me. For me, it's more Master System. I don't have a ton of Master System games, but for me, I like having the boxes for the Master System games. I do have one, Outrun, without the box, but yeah, Master System needs to have the box for me. But anyway, I'm rambling. Item, it's actually pretty unconventional what I would like to have boxed. Oddly enough, it's Action 52. I mean, it's not a great game, and well, it's going to be a future Innocent Until Proven Guilty, obviously. But I mean, I just like the whole, the story of this. And I like the packaging. When the blue box, it looks cool, and it came with that Cheetah comic. I mean, that'd be cool to have. So yeah, that's my answer. I mean, I bet you guys weren't expecting that answer. Yeah, Action 52, but I would like to have CIB. So the next one was, what's my favorite potato chip? And actually, I don't really have chips anymore, really. I mean, other than when I have Mexican every now and then I have chips, but that's not potato chips. So, I mean, I used to have chips, a few years back, but I just gave them up. I mean, if this counts, Sun Chips, I don't know if those count as potato chips, but I used to be addicted to Sun Chips. No particular flavor that was a favorite, really. I think they had a sour cream flavor, if I want to say. I believe that's right. So, yeah, I guess it'd go with that. Sun Chips. They were the bomb when I had them, but I haven't had them in years. So there you go. The last one is your favorite vacation or your ideal vacation spot. And, well, I mean, I've been to some places. I've been to Vegas and Disney World and whatnot. And that was cool, but really my ideal vacation hasn't really happened yet. It'll be whenever I get out to MagFest or SDC, some of the conventions. That'd be awesome, meeting some of you guys, meeting other YouTubers who I respect and who inspired me. So I guess that's what I'll say, to going to a convention. That'll be my ideal vacation. So yeah, that didn't take that long. I knew it wouldn't take that long. So yeah, that's my answer for the tag video. And I guess I have to, I don't have to, but I can tag 3 more people. So I guess I will tag Benny, Benevolent Dick NES, see what his answers are. Let's do Jay Hicks, Viridian Flashback, the Dolly Popka. And let's do Nico the WiiGuy. You guys, you submit your answers for that. So that's about it. I think I've covered all the bases and rambling. This is probably one of the longest conclusions to a video I've done yet. But anyway, of course, the traditional social media. I'm sure if I haven't already, I probably put that lower third somewhere on the screen. So yeah, check out those videos. That's about all I have to say. In social media. Come back in October for whatever video, and that's it.
This was a lot of fun. It was definitely a good feeling getting back to doing videos again. Even though it hasn't been a full month, it's always a blast making videos. So until next time, guys, I will see you later.